Believing is part of living, sometimes easy, other times hard. Believing is universal, part of the fabric of human nature. We believe in different things, ourselves, the goodness of those around us. Working hard leads to a better life. Learning is the key to success. People don't stop believing simply because they have disabilities or have grown old. Believing makes our lives worthwhile. You're going to hear 3 stories about challenges to people's ability to believe, but whose faith was restored with help from the Advocacy Center, and they continue to believe.
My brother was 2 years older than me. He was 61 years old at the time that he realized that he was terminally ill with colon cancer. He chose to come and live with me, his older sister, and he wanted to stay with me and let me help him through the transition that he knew he would have to go through for his medical needs. When he really realized that he was going to be sick and we started going backwards and forwards to the doctor started to tell me that his illness was starting to take the toll of its end and that I couldn't keep bringing him back to the doctor's office, but that I needed to get hospice. The next time he went to the hospital, the doctor said, he's not coming home until you get hospice. And at that point she said he either comes home on hospice or he goes to a nursing home. I talked to him, we talked about it, and that was just one thing he did not want. He did not want to go to a nursing home. So I was not willing to force that upon him. So I started calling around different agencies trying to find out what could I do. And everybody said, well, there's this law that you can't have both. And we were like, why? So I called one of the hospice services and I told her what my problem was, and I told her that I needed to have hospice, but I also had to have somebody to sit with him. And one of the ladies told me, she said, look, I'm going to give you a number to somebody in New Orleans. It's called the Advocacy. Call them, explain what's going on, let them know. Maybe they can give you some direction. Maybe they can find something. But as it stands right now, we can't come in until they leave out. So I got on the phone and I called here and I met Miss Deborah Winder.
He did not want to die in a hospital. He wanted to die at home with his family. And because of that, we immediately got ready to do what we thought we might have to do, which was sue. We wrote a demand letter and sent it to DHH, basically saying, unfortunately, what we had been saying to them for a long time, which is this provision that said you couldn't have both of these services, was illegal under federal law. Because of the demand letter, they very quickly decided to kind of exempt him from this rule. He was able to go home with both the hospice and those personal care services, and he passed away, but he passed away with his family. From that, though, what we felt this had shown DHH and what we had known all along is that this is not only an important issue, but it was an issue for more than just Mr. Hudson. This really is, Mr. Kelvin's legacy, and what he's helped, his situation has done is explain why this is so important for so many people. And luckily, we aren't going to have any more people in Mr. Kelvin's situation again.
Basically, I'm saying to the Advocacy, I really don't know what happened to push it to that extent, but I do know that whatever need I had, I could talk to Miss Deborah and she listened to me and she got on that need. Sometimes I can imagine him in heaven saying, listen to me now. I've helped somebody along the way. So I feel like he's happy, smiling down and from heaven, just letting the world know that, I did make a difference. I did cause some good before I left here, and I think he's happy with that.
We set out exploring with the city, the Office of Community Development, which funds the HAP program, the Housing Assistance Plus program, for an adjunct program that would remove barriers in a given living environment to make it more functional for the individual resident. As we've gone into this deeper, a large number of elderly people who fearful of falling, trying to get in and out of a bathtub. So we're recommending walk-in tubs.
And the bathroom was very good, but I had the other tub, you know, if I step over there. But this bathtub, I was really enjoying it, really. And the wash house, we are enjoying the wash house too, you know, sliding it over, just trying to open all that. And also the bathroom, they really did a good job on the bathroom with the door, you know, sliding door, and light automatic when you open the door.
What we've also discovered, because of limited sizes of lots of homeowners in New Orleans, there's often not room for a ramp. We're using porch lifts in the absence of the adequate space to build a ramp. And we've done a number of such installations throughout the city.
And the lift, it's very convenient. I use this and get to the lift and go down and then roll myself out to the car, you know. So it's everything is convenient, I mean, it's very convenient. I couldn't have made it without Advocacy Center because they really improved my life. I need to be trying to get up the steps and all that different stuff. You know, I'll be burnt out when I get a short way in anyway. So it really improved it. I mean, I really enjoy it. I didn't thought it could be that good. You know?
This past year, we assisted 10 people with home modifications. And we've got 30-something on a waiting list to be assisted in the coming year. So we look forward to doubling that 10 the coming year. The city had nothing prior to the establishment of this program to help qualified citizens who have a disability or who are elderly and needed such accommodations in order to make their lives work. And so this program fills that need.
He wasn't talking, he wasn't looking people in the eye, he wasn't playing with toys that typical kids do. So there was clearly something wrong. 2 weeks after we started ABA therapy, he started imitating sounds. And from then on, we haven't stopped.
It is the most renowned and recognized treatment now for children with autism, and it's critically important that they begin this therapy at the earliest age possible.
$90 an hour, and your doctor is telling you you need 30 hours a week of therapy. So it's impossible.
The state was just ignoring the federal law and not giving the children the services they were entitled to. The Chisholm case was brought on behalf of children on Medicaid who were on a waiting list for waiver services. And we brought it in 1997, and over the years, and still ongoing, we've gotten number of rulings on behalf of these children. We've gotten case management for them, we've gotten personal care services for them, and most recently last year, the judge ordered that Medicaid now provide ABA therapy for children in this class.
So just little things that are kind of hard to put into words, but he is definitely making progress, and we couldn't be happier.
You have heard 3 stories about remarkable people for whom believing was not easy. With help, they still believe and continue to live their lives on their own terms. Join the Advocacy Center and help us make sure that people with disabilities and seniors continue to believe in themselves and in the goodness of others.